Okay, so I'm gonna really quickly re-record my voiceover because this intro was pretty bad. So, I'm playing the Colorado Cannibal, which is actually my own campaign. I'm gonna go over how I was making it and sorry, and the development behind it. And in general, I'm also just gonna give some normal commentary. So, yeah. If you guys enjoyed this video, please drop a like and sub. And yeah, enjoy the video. Yeah. Let's get into it. Well, this is obviously the plot, but you play as Robert Lopez, go into a hotel, and you're a photographer. The photographer idea mainly came because I wanted to figure out, or I wanted to, give the player a reason to still have his camcorder, because at this point, I was really brand new to the editor. Like, the first chapter of this was made when I was 14. Like, I had a little typo in my video that I just made about reaching 1,000 downloads. You should also watch that. Because I said in that video the following: was 16, I'm now 17, and that's actually not true. I started making this when I was 14, when Super Brew actually, had the old editor, where you pretty much had to download this program called UModel, and then you would have to go into the assets or the game files and then pull these assets out and then put it into that custom-made editor. So in the entirety of Chapter 1, oh my god. Awesome. The entirety of Chapter 1 was actually made in a custom editor when I was 14, which is why you can clearly see a quality difference. And especially like the stairs already flickering there and stuff. So, in my opinion, I'm not necessarily proud of this chapter, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I'm very proud of it all around with the Colorado Cannibal. But there are just so many like tiny details I really wish I could have changed. Like, come on, bro. There's really clippage issues with the mirror up there, you know what I mean? Like, it's fine, it's passable, but it's just not great, right? I might make a remake. That's a troll. I'm not gonna do a remake. Maybe sometime in the future, but it's not planned. Anyways, pick up the key card. You have that sound effect there. And by the way, for the people watching, Phalix actually tested the Colorado Cannibal back when it released. Not necessarily released, but like he tested it out, Chapter 1. And I'll just put some footage on screen right now. It'll look completely different.
What is this maze?
Oh my god, there's more. So, power goes out. There's bleed through with the light. Okay, open this. And the jump scare obviously happens. Yep. Yeah, this was a pretty cool sequence though. And the recording then. Terrifying encounter, June 2nd, 2013. Yep. Get the key for the basement. Now we gotta restart the generator. Doing stairs real quick while on speedrun strats.
No way! No way!
It was passable to now, but I would say at this point now it starts to get a bit embarrassing because what the f... Like... I mean, I don't know, ugh. God, I could do that so much better now. And also one thing I noticed, like, why do I feed so many fucking batteries? This sequence right here with the basement in Chapter 1 was inspired by Outlast 2. You can kind of tell there's like Outlast 2 DNA in here, mainly because the library sequence in the Outlast 2 campaign, or the original game. So now you have this. Is he coming? Another fact is, in the end, there were meant to be lockers actually down here, and I put lockers down here, but for some reason they disappeared. And I honestly don't know how. I'm pretty sure it was because I accidentally uploaded an old original of Chapter 1 to the original game, but I was too lazy to change it after. Alright, sweet. Now, Chapter 2, baby. And this is where the quality does have a lot more of a jump, because this is now 2024 when I made this. And Chapter 2 went through by far the biggest development hell ever. Because there were so many different layouts and ideas for this chapter before this one actually came to be. I'm really happy with how it turned out. I'm happy with this chapter. It's just that, like, this went through so many changes, and, like there were, like, I would say a solid, like, maybe like 2 scrapped levels or ideas, right? Like 2 scrapped entire levels before this one came to be. And this one is personally my favorite. A lot of people's favorite, from what I've heard, is like Chapter 3, the Courtyard, which I'm also really proud of. But yeah, this is personally my favorite. So you have this document about Mark and Sarah, right? They find this house of the cannibal in the woods, and they simply get killed, right? I thought this would be a hint, kind of, in words carved into the floor. Fingers first, then balls, then tongue. I wanted to scream, right? Mark and Sarah are actually meant to be these 2 people right here, because you can see it right here. Fingers first, then balls, then tongue. So, for people who didn't know that, that is a piece of the lore. I thought, you know, that it would be good enough, I guess you could say, or descriptive enough to realize, like, what is what, right? But that, to clarify, is the lore of Mark and Sarah. These are their bodies. These 2 bodies are unknown, and kind of just for deco, to be honest. Also for the room. I'm gonna check that bed. Sweet. Yeah. Loki's sweating on that one. I'm gonna use the fuses. Sweet. That ends up powering up this bookshelf, having it move out the way, but the store needs a key still, so we're gonna go downstairs. Okay. Now the outside section. Now this part is also pretty sick, I'm not gonna lie. Now this sequence. Now this is, yeah, so just to be clear for continuity, there's not a light up here. But in the Chapter 3 cutscene, once you get thrown out the window, you know, you wouldn't be able to, see him. Okay, so that light is all of a sudden there. Just exposing myself at this point, but this is a really cool sequence. I'm happy with this. I wanted to actually add, when I made this, a push animation to the cannibal of like just moving his hands forwards, so at least it would remotely look like he's fully pushing you out. But you know, I didn't really get that done. But yeah, now we're in the Courtyard, the 3rd and final chapter, and also the People Pleasers chapter. I would say, like, a lot of people love this one. Oh my God! Hi. So in the gazebo over here, there's this document which reveals that there is a second person, which is, in this case, the accomplice or Eddie Gluskin, right? Do you guys think he will see me here?
I can smell you.
The cutscene ends up actually making the rain automatically come back, which is surprising. A lot of people have not mentioned that yet, but you see that? On the left, for example, look at the monitors. You see how the rain comes back. I'm not sure why that is, but pretty much starting up a cutscene literally, first of all, makes you fully visible for some reason, apparently, because that also has happened a lot. And rain also comes back, but I never found a way to fix it, so I just left it in. Okay. Oh, well, that's a new one. Okay, the accomplice. Now, this is where people were like, what the actual f. So yeah, we unlock this door. End up getting knocked out. Fun fact, no one knows this, but every single time you get smacked, it's a different sound effect in that sequence. It's randomized each playthrough. So, you know, cool little fact for you. And in general, Chapter 3 was also a bit of a trouble. This entire chapter was made in about 2 months, I would say, 1.5, something like that, and it was very troubling to see what that would happen after getting knocked out, or like even general like designing the courtyard. But I think I ended up, you know, the level design actually ended up being a good idea. where pretty much you get knocked out and then you're kind of like at the tippity top and you have to work yourself back down, which I'm really happy with, me personally. I'm not sure, you know, like, and I mean, people have told me as well they like the level design, so I'm happy that a lot of people also ended up liking this approach I took for the courtyards. Now, for Robert, you know, like the chase on the beginning, yada yada yada, where he left you that note, and through this window we actually see, yeah. Okay. So, surprisingly, people actually don't really know this, but you can literally just jump down here. You have the possibility to go down here and land on this dumpster. You know, I haven't really seen anyone use that before. Use and a key card. Disable another electrical fence. Scan that. Boom, it's green. Oh my god. Don't check the locker. Oh god. Oh god. Move quicker, please. Oh! Oh my. I'm not sure he didn't see me there, but thank the Lord. Now, we're almost done. Hello there. So, about the ending, I know a lot of people are very upset, to be honest. Because, you know, you just die, and it's kind of anticlimactic, I guess you could say. But this was not the original ending I had in mind. I actually wanted to make the 4th chapter the Stubers you saw in the DLC. But I simply thought, like, you know what, I don't have the time, and I'm not motivated enough anymore to do this. So I thought, you know what, you might as well just make this the ending. Which is very disappointing for some people, because I imagine a 4th chapter would have upped the playtime, probably would have made it even tenser, right, to see, like, you know, where will you go after chapter 3. But the sewer from the DLC was the intended chapter 4, so that was pretty much the continuation, in a way. But yeah, that is pretty much it, and yeah.